If you ignore a directive of your supervisor, or worse, a direct order that's lawfully given, you're going to destroy your career. That is going to follow you forever. Over what?
Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot sending a stark warning to unvaccinated police officers over the city's vaccine mandate, as nearly 40% of them have yet to send in their vaccination status. But Senator Mike Braun from the neighboring state of Indiana is welcoming Chicago cops with open arms and no mandates involved. And he joins me now. Senator, welcome. You know, before I got to this segment, I thought, being a Border Patrol agent under Joe Biden or being a police officer under Lori Lightfoot have to be just about the two most demoralizing jobs in America. So tell me what they will find, these police officers, if they go to Indiana.
Well, first of all, that disrespect that's coming from Joe Biden, from Lori Lightfoot, from state governments that kind of roll the same way as the federal government, that is the hardest job. Throw firefighters in there as well. And think about what they've gone through with COVID. We've been trying to keep people with their employers in the private sector and the public sector, spent billions of dollars to do it. And now you've got this kind of heavy-handed approach. Yeah, come on into Indiana. We are a state of choice and free enterprise, and in the public sector as well. I served on a school board for 10 years. That's another area I know you've been talking about. You cannot operate the way some places are and expect people to stick around and take it. And that is on display across the country. And in those places, my business made it to California about 10 years ago, and you talk about a place that's even harder than the federal government to deal with. You will make choices individually. You'll make it if you work for a school corporation or for a police department. And now we've got the other shoe to drop, where they're trying to force businesses down to 100 employees to have that same ultimatum given to their employees. So this is playing out not only in the race for governor in Virginia, across the country. And for we as Republicans, if we don't have enough material to work with, we better soul search what we're doing, because I've never seen an administration, government gone wild like we're seeing here, reflected in places like Chicago and states like Illinois, New York, California.
Yeah. Add state of Washington to that, too. You bring up a great point. It's not just how you're treated on the job, but when you look at the school systems in Chicago, those officers have children that go to school. So tell me, are you already seeing this migration of police officers looking at Indiana, or is this just your opening offer here?
So I'm in my hometown of Jasper, which is over 5 hours south of Chicago. Our own police department here had an inquiry from a policeman in Chicago. And in the northwest part of our state, you've got all the benefits of a low cost of living, schools that aren't forcing vaccine and masking mandates. What would you do? People are already fleeing the state because it's a high tax state, a high regulation state.
Yeah.
And me as a Main Street entrepreneur, I've had to fight it when my business was so little. And when we expanded into other states, and especially now as a national company, 3 of my 4 kids, good young executive team run, it is everywhere, Rachel. And people will make a decision to scoot if you're having a heavy-handed federal government gone wild, interjecting into your lives at every level.
Well, good point, Senator. Thanks for joining us this morning.
My pleasure.